Hello guys, this is a 2005 Jaguar X J8. One of the problems on this car is that the brake lights don't work. Only the high mount lights are working, but the left and right don't. So let's look at I had my bar that I pushed my brake pad with, and so I can see it. And let's look at the diagram and see what we can find. Okay, here's the diagram. It's kind of interesting. First, what kind of got my attention is that the ignition switch actually is given a ground, not the power. I've never seen that before. So this is a second diagram. We can see our high mount light here, and we can see that a switch is connected to, this is the brake switch, connected to a ignition switch, so basically gets the ground, and on our white and blue wire, and then once the switch is closed, it will give the ground, we get the ground to orange and green wire, which is this one here, and we can see that this wire is connected to a relay and it's a power side switch. It's a hot all the time. So once we press the brake pedal, we'll give the ground to our control side of our relay. Relay is going to close. We're going to fuse number 8, and then we'll give the power to this orange wire, and it's not. Okay. So as I said, so we'll give the, once we energize this relay here, we will get the power to this orange wire, and also to a green and black. That's our wire actually, and now we can see that this gives the power to our high mount light. So, and it has grounded all the time, has a ground all the time. So once we press the switch, this works. So right away we know that our switch is okay, and brake pedal switch is okay, and our ignition switch is okay. So we can now concentrate to our second circuit, which is kind of interesting. I've never seen the car that has actually a brake light working from two different circuits. So alright, so let's see. So let's go back to this wire, so the orange and green. So orange and green, once the pedal is pressed, as I said, it will activate this relay, but also it has a splice here, and it goes to number 1 diagram. So we're going to go back, and that's, I think, number 1. That's orange and green wire, and that gives it's an input also to a security locking control module, which is located in the trunk right beneath the fuse box. There's a fuse box in trunk as well. So this orange and green wire is an input to this module, as well as control to a high mount brake light. So from there, once this module receives the signal, it's supposed to turn these two lights on, left and right brake light, which is so the stoplight here. This is the left side, and this is the right side. So this is a blue wire and the orange and yellow wire. So we should get a power to those two wires once the module receives the signal from our switch. So let's go ahead and do some checks here and see what we can find. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to check the light bulbs. I can see that this problem was present for quite some time, because there's some wiring that was some stuff that was rewired on this car, and so let's just check the light bulbs first. And here's my power probe, and I'm going to my on this side. It's my you can see actually somebody was messing up, and this wire is kind of disconnected a little bit. And so okay, let's just do a this is the blue wire for a left side, and I'm gonna ground, and I'm gonna give it power. I guess I should go and watch it. Let's see if it's. I'm not sure you can see it or not. But this light bulb is working. Okay, let's just check the one on the right. So I'm not sure the camera picked it up, but anyway, trust me guys, this light bulb is working. So let's go to this side. And this one, we have this orange wire. And the light bulb is working as well on this side. There you go. Okay, so the next step will be to check the input to my module, and if that is if the module is receiving the input, then I need to check the power and ground, and if that's fine, then looks like we're just gonna have a bad module. So. Okay, so I got my brake pedal pressed again. You can see that my high mount light works. So here's the module. It is located underneath this fuse box here, and it's kind of lays flat up against the kind of on the bottom of this box. And so now we know that here's my my relay for my high mount light. Actually, it's here. Gotta be careful, I want to short something out. So there's my relay for high mount. That I can pull it out, and my lights will go out. So of course we know now that we do receive the ground from our our brake pedal. And that's right in here. This orange and green wire on this black connector. This is my relay. This is right beneath the relay, and this orange and green wire is my control from my switch. And now we need to check. We have to find this wire, and to make sure that this ground is getting into the module. So when I follow this wire, and I will find this splice, which is, tag on it a little bit. There's a splice here. That's what we've seen on the diagram as well. So this is the this wire goes to our relay, and this wire actually goes to our module. So I need to tag on it, and you can see if I pull on the wire, it's this one here. So this is my signal to this module from a brake switch. Now on this wire, if everything is okay, we should have a ground right now. So I'll have to pierce this wire real quick, because I do not have a I cannot get to this this is very small connector, so I'll have to do this, and I'll seal this later on. So I'm just gonna pierce the wire. So this is my control wire, and that's that. So now I will connect this to my power probe, and so if I give the power, then they should light up. And you can see that my light bulb lights, so we do know now that we are getting a signal to our module. So I can unplug the module, unplug this connector, just to kind of do a visual inspection, make sure that we do not have some kind of corrosion of some sort. But this looks actually pretty good. I will check that there's nothing in here. All the pins inside the module looks fine, so that looks okay. Next we'll be checking a powers and grounds. This module has 2 powers and 2 grounds. We have a let's see here. Now I'm going to check the power first. My power probe. I will actually, I kind of changed this. I didn't like on the power probe the way it was, so I just put the female connector. So now I can hook up my test light, and I'm going to put a pin on my test light. So we're going to check power feed first, and the first is brown and white wire on pin 15, and brown and it's this one here. So this brown and white wire. You can see we have a good feed. That's one. And then we have a brown and red, which is this one here. That's the second feed, so that's fine. And now we have 2 grounds, and they are pin 13 and 14, actually right next to the power feed. And this is the bottom row here. So these 2 wires are 2 grounds. So we're going to check them now, and I will move my test light to a power probe. Now I'm going to see that it's showing a good ground. Now I'm going to give the power and my test light lights, so that's the good ground, and go to a next one. Good ground. I'm going to load it up the circuit again, and you can see we have a good ground. So this tells me that for some reason this module, it's not functioning correctly. I don't know why, and I will attempt to fix this by actually changing this. I'm going to rewire this. I'm going to use the feed from this relay, and I'm just going to rewire, so everything's going to be on one circuit. It's going to be, everything will be controlled through this brake light relay. So, and I'll show you on the diagram. So I see if you look here, we do know that I think. Let me look at the diagram real quick to see what wire is actually coming out of the our relay. So green and black wire. It's this wire here, green and black. That's the feed side of our relay. This is the wire that gives the power to this light. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to connect this left and right brake lights straight to this wire. So everything's going to be controlled through this circuit. And I think that's. And it's like this is 2005, and buying a new module and program it and all that, it has to go to the dealer, and I got no option to programming, and I think this will be just fine. Honestly, I really don't know why it has the 2 different circuits for the brake lights anyway. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to splice this, connect the I think it's orange and blue wire from left and right brake lights, and that'll take care of it. Alright. Okay, so that's kind of last check I need to do, and of course to check the output from from the module. I don't know why I did that at first. So the blue wire is the left side, and this is the one here, and orange and green, it is a driver's side, passenger side, I'm sorry. So the orange and yellow is the passenger side, the blue wire is the driver's side. So when I go to a passenger side, we can see we only have a ground. It's not turning the circuit. Have a ground. And now when I go, I can actually, you guys see this green light, so I have a ground, so that's fine. Okay. Now when I go to a passenger side, the orange and yellow wire, I have power. Okay, so that is okay. See if you guys can see that. So that's the way it should be, right? So I have a power to my passenger side, but let's go ahead and release the brake pedal. And the power stays on. That's interesting. So this is what was done to this car, and I can see why. So we can now see that we have a power, constant power on the driver's side. The brake light is off. There's no, you can see that. Yeah, you can see that we're no longer having a switch, you know, the brake pedal. So here's the what was done to it. This orange yellow wire was cut because it was hot all the time, and the brake lights looks like they were on all the time. So they spliced this light bulb on the passenger side to one on a driver's side. So because the driver's side was working at some point, and then this was disconnected, but at some point the driver's side was functional, so they basically splice and you know, and they jump these two terminals to get the lights to work. So that's it. So anyway, this really doesn't change much what I'm going to do to get this fixed. I was a little surprised to see this, but it is what it is. I didn't really expect to see anything coming out of the you know, any of these outputs. So this is the driver's side, this is the passenger side, and we can see we are getting power. I'm sorry, getting power all the time. And so let's just I can get I have a test light still hooked to ground. Let's see what happens here. I light up. It's actually full ground, full power, I mean. And it looks like this module is internally shorted, and yeah, that's really interesting. Quick peek at the module. I don't see much, but there seemed to be a little bit of right underneath this guy, this kind of this solder seemed to be kind of damaged a little bit, and then there's a little bit of discoloration on this side, between kind of right in here. Seems something happened to this driver, and when I flip over, actually, I should find that area. Is that it? Yeah, that's I'm not sure if the camera can see that, but there's a kind of like a little brown hot spot right in there. Look at the, I think, yeah, right in this area. I think something happened there. And when you just flip that over, it's right where those three guys are, so right in there. So I think this guy might be a problem. So you can see actually that's discoloration here as well. So yeah. Alright, well, I'm not gonna fix this thing, I don't know how, so anyway, I'm just gonna rewire it and that should be fine. Okay. Okay, so here's the plan. So this is my green and black wire. That is my load side from the relay that gives the power to our high mount brake lights. Here's the blue and the orange and yellow wire, left and right brake lights. So all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna connect all of these three together, splice it in, and they should be okay. And yep, they'll work. Okay. Okay, so wiring is done. I have this connector fixed here. This wire is back. Same on the other side. This one here. Now I have changed my original plan. When I looked at the diagram, I realized that orange wire that comes from a load side of the relay, actually I didn't really look at it right away, and then I realized that this orange wire here, so this is the bottom side of that relay for a brake light, one in the middle. So the let's see here, the green and black, this wire, which is originally I was going to use it for left and right brake light, goes in that middle brake light. Now this orange wire here, that I didn't really pay attention to it, and actually goes to a brake trailer connector, so it's unused. So instead of using this wire and possibly overloading the circuit, I already done that, and I decided not to do that. So I just use this orange wire and connect my left and right brake lamp. So that will be much better repair. I'll be much happier with it. So this was unused circuit anyway. So all right. So I'm gonna, and here there's two original brake left and right. One is hot all the time, so I bend it and put a shrink tube over it to isolate it and make sure it doesn't touch anything. So they'll be okay. And if if the owner ever decides to get the module and do all I need to do just to resolder these two wires together, and they'll be fine. I can fix it right away. So I got plenty of length there that I can reconnect the wires, and if they ever decide to do it. But I think at this point, with this age of a car and all that, this will be a permanent fix. And so I'm gonna put all this back together, and we'll see if it works or not. Okay. Just a quick look at the wiring diagram. That's this orange wire that actually goes to a trailer connector, and when you go to a second diagram, and we'll see that actually you can see this, it's spliced to the same. I didn't realize this right away, so this is actually great. I like it much better. So we know that both of these wires basically are coming from the same relay, and this one goes to high mount stoplight. That's orange and black, one that I was originally going to use it, and now we're going to use this wire. So basically what we did, we had connect this wire and this wire. So these two we were connected to this wire, and now it will work just fine. So we did this orange wire, we connected blue and orange and I'm sorry, orange and yellow. So okay, I just want to show you the diagram just to make sure you guys understand what I was doing. So alright, let's put everything together and finish this. Alright, there you go, everything's working. Left light, right side, this one. and I'll show you actually how nice it is. But I made a video how to make this little device that I'm using to hold my foot pedal. I just used one of the legs on the tripod and put this little hook on the steering wheel, so now I can hold my my brake pedal, and it's very nice actually. Alright guys, and okay.